So tip number one would be a no doesn't mean no. So I would make notes of these. A no doesn't mean a no.
Yeah.
A no means no, not now. So just as if they said no clearly, doesn't mean it's no forever. All you gotta negotiate. You be like, okay, cool. If you don't want to sponsor, like if you haven't got the resources or whatever to sponsor, totally understandable, makes sense. You still want to walk away with something. So be like, is it okay if towards the end of when my visa is about to expire, in the last 6 months, am I okay to get a reference from you, a really strong reference? And you set expectations from day one. You say, can I get a really strong reference from you guys so that I can use it to get a sponsored job? That's one thing you want to ask for. Another thing you want to ask for is just because, as I said, just because they've said no, it doesn't mean it's no forever. You want to add so much value that you're irreplaceable, and you get to the point where when you never ever say I want to get sponsored, you tell them, you never ever be like, sponsor me. The mindset needs to be, how do we work this out together?
Yeah.
Are you making notes?
Yep.
So it's more so around how do we make this work out together? And instead of being like, sponsor me, you want to be, let's say you start now, and then March next year, you have 6 months left to your visa, or 8 months left on your visa, whatever. So April, obviously, when 6 months left are left on your visa, you're going to start getting stressed. Yeah. When you're going to start getting stressed, instead of being like, hey, are you going to sponsor me? And here's how much it costs. Never ever do that. You scare away an employer. Your mindset needs to be different. You need to say, hey, I've just been worried about my certain scenario that I'm in. My parents have been on my case to change jobs. I really want to stay here, and I want to keep working with you guys because I love working here, but I'm worried about my prospects in the country. So my parents are getting me to apply to places. I've got this interview coming up, and I don't want to go do it. What do you guys recommend? How do I go about this? And ask them for advice. When you ask them for genuine advice, they'd want to help you out. Either get you another sponsor job or sponsor you in that same company. Never ever beg.
Okay.
You always got to ask indirectly.
Yeah. Right. So,
okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And let's say 1 year from now, you're saying that, and there's 9 months left, and then they say, oh yeah, actually, you know what? Let's work something on. Let me think about it. Let me go speak to the boss. Instead of being like, oh, thank you so much, then you've given away your end goal. Never do that. You say, actually, don't worry, that's too much effort. I understand that it's a lot of a cost. There's a lot of cost. There's a lot of time, a lot of risk that's involved in getting a license. I fully understand if you guys don't sponsor me, and I'm not even asking for it. I'm just looking for advice. Like, how do I go about this? So genuinely ask for advice.
Okay, that makes sense.
The first thing was no. No doesn't mean no. It means no now. In the future might change. Second thing is never ever ask or beg for sponsorship directly. Ask for advice and tell them your problems. And third thing is, before you even ask for advice, become so valuable, add so much value that they have no choice but to want to sponsor you, because you leaving is a huge risk to them. And there's no shortcut to that. The only way is to work really hard, and you complete duties outside of your role. So you're in SEO, they're talking about operational problems, figure out a way how to solve that. There's always solutions to everything. I would say every day at Raindrop, I would never treat it as work,
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's my advice. Any questions?
Right. Oh, that sounds really interesting. However, I just have one worry. I'm going to panic by the time I reach next year, March. It's going to be a little difficult for me to transition as well, because I know... Sorry?
It's normal. Miss Kritika, it's very normal to panic. What separates the successful negotiators with the rest of the people is they panic and then they stress other people out. You are supposed to panic. I panic with business as well, but you're supposed to maintain your calm.
Yeah.
You're supposed to maintain your calm and show them you're worried. And instead of like pushing the panic onto them, be like, show them you're worried. To show them that you're solution oriented and you're thinking of, I just need advice, instead of like getting panicked and like, hey, you need to sponsor me. No, to be like, you need to go to them with this mindset. I want to stay with you guys, but I can't because of the visa sponsorship, because my visa expires. This is the plan I've got. What do you recommend I do? That's what it needs to be.
Okay, that makes sense. I just have one more question. Yeah, just one last question before we end. Is there a particular reason why you guys can't help me in this situation?
Yeah, because it's pretty much impossible, because you're looking only for visa sponsored jobs, right? Only for the visa sponsored. So visa sponsored, only for visa sponsored jobs, I would help if you didn't have a job already. You already have a job, you know?
Okay.
So it's obviously we have limited, so we're targeting around 30 a month. We exceeded that. But we'd rather give a spot to someone who needs a bit more, who hasn't already got a job. So you already got a job. And I think you could do it on your own. I don't think you need my help. I think this advice, if you act on it, you'll get sponsorship, either this company or another company. And maybe they don't sponsor you and they give you advice, like, you know what, let me refer you to my friend's company. Let me make an introduction to this recruiter. And that might get you the job. But show them that you respect them, you value their time, and you're not pressurizing and you're asking for advice. People love giving advice. And then if you act on their advice, they love helping you more.
Okay.
I love people who listen to me, do the work, and then helping them again because I know that my energy isn't going to waste.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Right. This should help. I
It
hope.
will help. No, no, it will help. We shouldn't be saying, I hope. No, no, it will help.
Okay. Okay then. It will
Would,
help.
this was a very interesting call. Would you be happy with, so this call is recorded, would you be happy with me um, clipping this up to like a 5 to 7 minute call and then just putting it on the school community so that other people could benefit as well? Would you be happy with that?
Yeah, sure. I'm okay with that. Thank you.
Amazing. Kritika, thank you very much. I think loads of people would pray for you and thank you because very
But
generous.
thank you so much for your time, Farhoon. And would it be possible for us to keep in touch in any way? Or I understand that you're quite occupied, but I feel
I'm very active on the free community. So if you want to get a hold of me, any post I make, just comment on it. Just comment on it, and
right.
I'm responding. It's not like a bot or AI. It's me. So
Okay.
whenever I make a post, 100% comment on it, and you'll stay at the top of my mind. Okay.
Beautiful. We'll do that. Right. I know we're running out of time, but I also wanted to speak to you about the personal branding aspect that I think I spoke to Aarti a year about. I did have a call with her a couple of weeks ago, and I did speak to her about her process. But I feel like one thing that stood out for me was her LinkedIn page and your LinkedIn page overall, and the kind of advice that you give people for personal branding, right?
I'll
Um,
send you watch the whole video on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, and that will completely change your life. I'll send it to you now.
Beautiful. Okay, then I am going to listen to your advice and act on it so that you like it.
I love that. I love people that act on my advice because I like helping them. So I'm sending you now day 2 or day 1 of the course.
Yeah.
It's optimizing your LinkedIn. Have you seen the 5-day course?
Uh, I'm not too sure if I have, but
I'm
I
sending
will.
you. Watch this video. This will change your life.
Yeah, will do.
Take care, Kritika. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, Farun. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.